Hi, Gemini. Welcome to your tarot reading. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. Either way, thank you so very much for sharing your energy with me. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to pull a traditional Celtic cross spread. Whatever message comes out is what the collective needs to hear right now. I have set that intention with my guides and with this deck. So if this message pops up on your feed, then it is for you. And if you are here because of the title, then this message is definitely for you. So let's get into the tarot and see what we have for you. I do have an oracle deck as well. I will pull from that at the end for some additional messages. So I have the death card, some kind of ending transformation going on here. Be sure and like the video, leave a comment if you feel called to do so, and definitely subscribe if you like the messages. All the interaction really helps to push the videos out, and it helps my channel to grow. So I really appreciate you guys doing that. That death card on the bottom shows some kind of ending and a transformation going on here, right? And with every ending, there is a new beginning. So some sort of transformation, but yet divinely protected, right? So you have this death figure on this horse here, and he has armor on. So he is protected on this journey. And then you have the sun coming up here. So, endings can be very painful. Transitions, transformations can be a little heavy to go through. That energy can, kind of bring you down, but there's always light at the end of that tunnel, right? Because you have those two towers and then you have that light shining through. So focus on the light at the end of that tunnel during this transformation, but there's definitely an ending taking place here. This could be a mindset. This could be, the ending to a job, the ending to a relationship. It could just be an ending of a way of being, right? So just that energy, like putting an end to things. The situation is the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is like, the pages are a newer energy, like that fresh inner child type of energy. But with the cups, it's about our emotions. And this page has a cup with a fish in it, which is like a gift from spirit, right? So I feel like there's a need to trust some kind of like intuitive message. This can be like messages about um, like trusting your intuition and those downloads from spirit, right? So this is like new ideas and having that curiosity about life itself, right? But I feel like this is something about trusting your intuition and those intuitive nudges from your higher self here. So this has something to do with your intuition and really wanting to be open to creativity as well, right? The blockage is the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles is like kind of overwhelming, right? Like you're juggling a lot, and this is like a need to prioritize. So I feel like you are maybe feeling imbalanced, right? Because this is about, twos are about balance, but maybe not feeling balanced, and maybe you have too many tasks, right? Like you're overwhelmed maybe and not prioritizing what you need to. And that could be your intuition, right? Those intuitive messages from spirit, or being open to new ideas, being open to creativity, but you're so busy that you're not prioritizing what's important, right? Like you're not prioritizing. It could be like a work life balance, right? Maybe you're not prioritizing enough at home time or enough time for your spirituality and trusting in your intuition. The root cause of this is the King of Wands. So you could be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You don't have to be. This can just be about like control, right? So he is very charismatic. He's very in control. He's, that fiery, passionate leader, but he's also, it's an entrepreneur energy. So he is capable of seeing the bigger picture and everything, right? And having that bird's eye view on situations. So this can be very much about you needing to take control of your thoughts and intuition and really like seeing things from a bigger perspective, a broader perspective here. But it's definitely about needing control, right? With that Two of Pentacles, you can feel imbalanced and out of control, right? Like needing to prioritize things and needing to maybe offload, like delegate some things. The King of Wands is a good entrepreneur because he knows good business, right? He knows when to prioritize, and he knows how to control things. So I feel like that's really what you need to focus on right now. But in the recent past, what is affecting this is the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is, again, Sagittarius energy. So lots of fire here, but it is that fiery, passionate, but this is like really being assertive and direct and going after what it is you want. And it's about like reigniting that spark. So this is also like, it has to do with your self confidence. And the King of Wands can have a lot to do with confidence as well. So I feel like maybe you weren't feeling good enough in order to really like kind of take control of a situation, right? Maybe you weren't feeling worthy enough, right? And it left you very imbalanced. It just left you kind of like out of your power here, out of control, maybe, right? Because the Knight of Wands has a lot to do with that inner confidence, that self confidence, and it could lead to self doubt. You could have really been doubting yourself, and you're really needing to work on your confidence here because it's left you imbalanced. Your higher self or your spirit guides are giving you the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is like a message of communication, new ideas. It is like being curious, right? I feel like your spirit guides are telling you to be curious and open up to communication, but maybe learning something new here, right? Like learning something about your self confidence, or really learning about yourself. Um, Learning like what to prioritize, learning what can work out for you and what doesn't, right? And again, this is about new ideas, new information, and trusting, being open and trusting your intuition again, right? You have 2 pages here. So, and then you have a page in the potential outcome. So you've got 3 pages. So there's like a newer, fresh energy. This could have to do with like your inner child, but there is like this ending, that death card, right? So again, with every ending comes a new beginning. So I just feel like there is a need to maybe trust your intuition and kind of, learn what you can in order to start something new here. We have the Hermit in the immediate future. So the Hermit is, it's about solitude and kind of going within, pulling back away from everything, others' opinions, situations. And it's doing some kind of soul searching here, searching for answers, searching for life purpose. So, whatever the situation that is ending for you, it'll be different for each of you because it is a general reading. But whatever situation is ending, you're needing to kind of go within and contemplate and really, maybe do some meditation, but definitely kind of search for answers, right? Search for what it is that you do want here, right? What wish fulfillment do you want here? Because that is definitely in your feelings here, right? This wish fulfillment and like these new beginnings. So this can be, in relation to a job, or a career. Maybe you're wanting to completely start over in your career and you need to trust in your intuition and your self confidence here, right? This could be in a relationship. Maybe a relationship ended and now you're wanting to step into a new relationship, but you need to work on your confidence and your self doubt. This is just about you needing to go within and really focusing on self, right? Doing that healing work. This can very much be like that dark night of the soul, or like really, trying to find answers. He has this lantern and he is out here like walking in the dark, searching for answers. So I just feel like you need to kind of pull back here and really go within. And your thoughts and feelings, we have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment, right? Like it is that emotional fulfillment and feeling like you are emotionally cared for, right? So with the 10 of Cups, it has like the family and the house and the rainbow. So it's like a wish fulfillment, like ultimate emotional fulfillment when it in regards to like family and work and things like that. The 9 of Cups is about self fulfillment. So what is it that you are wanting to fulfill in yourself, right? What is your happiness? I feel like you are really focused on your happiness and what it is that you want. Maybe you focused on someone else or a situation in the past, and you put too much energy into that and it left you imbalanced, right? This Two of Pentacles. So I feel like this is really about you needing to focus on your own emotional fulfillment here. And you could be feeling very optimistic and just very focused on self, which is a good thing. Self love is not selfish. It is very important to focus on self. And I feel like with that Hermit in the immediate future will really help you with that soul searching and kind of, going within and really finding yourself here. So in the environment, the influence here is the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But this is more about like really needing to ground and nurture yourself. So she has all of this nature around her, but she's very generous and giving, and that's good. But you want to make sure that it's balanced, right? That you're not giving too much to others. So she nurtures herself. She takes care of herself. She is very kind and compassionate. It is that grounded earth energy. So I feel like you're really just being called to focus on groundedness and nurturing yourself here. Again, that self care. And your hopes and fears, we have the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is a new stable beginning, right? So this can be a job. This can be like, buying a home. This can be a relationship. Maybe you want like a grounded, stable relationship, right? Whatever this new beginning is for you, is you're very hopeful for it. That you have this um, gate here, and it leads back to these mountains and like opens up, right? So the possibilities are endless, and aces are gifts from spirit. So I just feel like you're really hoping for some kind of start over, right? Because that Death card is an ending. So I feel like you just want a whole new beginning. Maybe you're wanting to move somewhere and start fresh, or just like a complete restart in a situation. Maybe you're wanting to go back to school and get a degree and get a whole new career, or just, more stability in love, whatever it is for you. But you're definitely hoping for some kind of new beginning here. And the potential outcome is the Page of Pentacles. So that is very much coming true for you. And the Page of Pentacles is a new love offer. It's a new career, a new job position. Again, that fresh energy. I always think of, because pages are they're newer energy. They're like the lesser court card, right? So it's that new fresh energy, but it's also like inner child, like childlike curiosity, and really kind of going after something with fresh eyes, right? Like a total do-over. Like you have 3 pages in this reading, and then that Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like there's something definitely new in your energy that is coming in here. And I feel like you just need to trust your intuition on it, and really focus on that internal influence, right? Like your mindset, or maybe meditation, journaling, things like that. When you are too focused on outside opinions, it can kind of, like take your spark, right? It can kind of take your enthusiasm away from something, because people will project their fears onto you, right? But this is, really good coming in here. There is potential for like this new fresh energy here. So definitely a message of like an offer for a job, or some kind of new love offer that's coming in here. It can be intuitive messages as well, right? It doesn't even have to be like another person. So let's see. What do they not see coming, Spirit? What does Gemini not see coming? So you have the Seven of Cups, the Three of Cups, and the Strength card. This is about you, overcoming that confusion, and really like having the strength to overcome obstacles, right? Whatever these obstacles are that you're dealing with. But so the Seven of Cups is about choices. It's about options, and it's kind of about like having too many options, right? And needing to focus on one thing, because there are all of these cups here and you have all of these options, but you have all that fog there, right? So don't be disillusioned, right? Don't have like this wishful thinking, because you do have like these 3 pages, right? Like this newer energy, this childlike energy. Just don't be disillusioned by things. And then you have the Three of Cups, which is about joy, celebrations. It's about community. right? Whatever you consider your community. This can be about coworkers, this can be friend groups. And then you have the strength, which is that inner confidence and that inner, courage to overcome things or to really take some kind of new beginning here. You had that Knight of Wands in the recent past that was affecting this. You could have been really doubting yourself, and then the strength is you really stepping into that inner knowing and that inner confidence, right? So she has this infinity sign above her head. She is connected to the divine. And then she is very grounded here in the 3D, right? So this is, again, trusting your intuition, but also that divine guidance in order to overcome any kind of illusions that you've been dealing with when it comes to your happiness and your joy. You could have really been, holding back, or past situation could have left you feeling very defeated and lacking in self-confidence. And I feel like this is you really kind of stepping more into having that confidence and courage to overcome things. So what advice do you have for Gemini Spirit? Awesome. I love this. You have the Fool, the Three of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like this is Spirit just telling you to go for it, right? The Fool is all about new beginnings. What was I saying? You have 3 pages and the Ace of Pentacles, which are all newer, fresh energy. This is about taking a leap of faith and then trusting that Spirit has your back, right? Freeing yourself from burdens, freeing yourself from this self-doubt that you've been going through. And all like this bogged down energy, taking on too many tasks here and not balancing out. This is you really kind of having that confidence and then taking a leap of faith on something here. And this has to do with like growth and expansion. So the Three of Wands is about looking to the future, right? Looking out into the horizon and seeing the possibilities. This is also like your ships coming in. I always see the ships in the background, but it could also, again, be about travel. I think I said something about that earlier. Maybe you're wanting like to travel and start completely new. This can be about taking some sort of leap of faith to move and start new, right? Start fresh. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is about trust in divine timing, trust in the cycles of life. Our lives go in cycles. And I feel like you're ending a cycle and stepping into some kind of new, fresh energy. And this is about things turning in your favor. And this is karma, good luck. So I feel like Spirit just really wants you to take a leap of faith and focus on the future, focus on the expansion, and then trusting that things are going to work out in divine timing. Trust the timing of things. That's definitely your advice, right? Like, take a leap of faith towards whatever this is that you want, this new beginning to really grow and expand. Again, you could be moving. So, taking a leap of faith in moving, but whatever this, like, looking to the future is, and then trusting in the timing of things. Because once you take this leap of faith, then Spirit knows like this is really what you want, right? Like you're trusting them, and then they're going to bring everything in at the right timing for you. That is what the Fool is that blind faith that everything is going to come together, and Spirit's telling you it will in divine timing, right? I love that energy. That's really awesome. Okay, let's get some oracle cards and wrap up your reading. Maybe that's what that Hermit is, like pulling back and like really figuring it out what it is that you do want, right? If there's been some sort of ending, maybe you've lacked the self-confidence to start over by yourself, right? This could be the ending of a marriage. Maybe this is the ending of a career that you thought was the end all be all, and now it's time to focus on yourself, right? Go internally with that Hermit and really search your soul for what it is that you do want, right? Like, do you want to move across seas here and like completely start over, right? Like, I'm not saying you should do that, but if that's what you've been wanting, like, do it, go for it, right? I feel like you just need to take a leap of faith here and trust that things are going to work out for you. What else do you have for Gemini Spirit? Okay. So we have stand your ground. There is something you want to fight for, yet you're choosing to hide instead. Create a boundary and speak up for what you believe in. Stuck in fear. You're thinking of all the things that could go wrong, but what about all the things that could go right? Make a paradigm shift in your thinking and take inspired action anyway. Deception. You're not seeing the entire picture of a person or a situation. It may be purposely withheld from you, or you may be choosing to look the other way or betray yourself in some way. It's time to gain clarity. That could very much be what that like hermit is, like going within to find some kind of clarity here. Difficult road. Spirit of perseverance, being prepared for great things, walking the hard path in life. Yeah, maybe this is like one of those lessons that you needed to learn in order to take this leap of faith and really expand. And that could be in expansion in business, expansion like in your spiritual practice. We have step back. You're being asked to step back from your life in order to gain perspective. When you're too close to a situation, it can be hard to make a decision. Span out and view your life from a distance so you can get the perspective needed. Definitely that King of Wands, right? We talked about that bird's eye view, like seeing the bigger picture of things, um, like really accepting a lesson and understanding that it happened for a reason. There is a bigger reason for this, seeing that bigger picture in things. And then this hermit is all about that soul searching, right? Going within and really understanding like this happened for a reason. This is the lesson, and I am meant to take a leap of faith into a new beginning here, whatever that entails. So I really love this message for you, Gemini. I hope that it helped, and I will see you next time. Bye.